Day in and day out, a person learns from every experience. Over the years, I've learned a lot from first person shooters, from the glory days of Halo to the mean streets of Call of Duty. All that has transitioned over to Destiny and still stands true to this day. If there's anything I can provide you, it's going to be these audio and visual cues. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, but I have a very long script in front of me, so I'm going to try my best, right? Getting started, audio cues. All of you right now, go to your settings. Some veteran players, some more expert players have done this already. Turn off your in-game music and raise your sound effect volume to 10. Well, some of you are asking, Brave, why is that? Regardless of what you hear in the community and from your friends that this game is lacking in audio cues, I can assure you that these audio cues are there. They're there, you just need to listen to them. So while we're on a topic of music, if you are a seasoned vet in the Crucible and you can have Spotify on and play at the same time, then keep on keeping on, right? But if you're still improving in this game, I suggest turning your Spotify off, because Spotify and any other music is going to be a hindrance to you. So please turn off your music, your in-game music, and your Spotify. So next, what in-game cues are we going to be listening to? Have you ever wondered if, for those of you who've seen my live gameplays, that I can automatically tell if someone's baiting me through a doorway, or why I already know when to look up when I'm in an engagement? Well, that's because all Guardians have a specific jump sound. To the Warlock's glide, to a Titan's burst, or from a Hunter jump. You can hear these extremely well with your audio maxed, your sound effects maxed. And by doing so, if someone's going to bait you through a doorway, you can already tactically plan your attack on them. Chasing it, use this as an example, right? Chasing an enemy and they run through a doorway, you can hear if they jump, which is why you want to have your sound effects at a 10. The last thing you want to do is be baited through a doorway and die to it. Right now in the background, you're going to be hearing a Hunter jump. That right there is a sound effect you want to hear for, because that right there is automatically going to tell you, should I look up now? He's going to be up in the air. I got to be prepared for that. Next thing, footsteps. They may not be extremely defined as in which direction a Guardian is running, but you can easily tell if someone is getting closer due to the type of material they are running on, such as metal. If they're on a bridge in the good old map of Twilight Gap, you can hear all this. You can hear if they're getting closer. Yes, it's not defined on direction or anything like that, but you can hear the audio cues from footsteps. Next, you want to use this as a tactical move to avoid supers. Having your sound effects at a 10 can help you hear for supers. Let's use the Spectre Blades for example. When they are in tac mode, aka their invisible mode, your radar doesn't track them. Plus, they're moving at like hyper speed. So how do you know one is drawing close to you? Well, they're going to have their sound, their super sound getting louder and louder when they get closer to you. Those of you who have the in-game music on will not be able to hear this. That right there, the in-game music will be a hindrance, so you can't tell if that super is drawing closer to you or not. By doing so, maybe you're not confident in defeating a super. Simple. Once you hear that sound of that super getting close to you, run from the sound and make your great escape. Get away from that sound. Every super, if it be Golden Gun, Spectre Blades, Arc Strider, Dawn Blade, all of them ultimately make a sound, and you very specific sound that you can run from. You can tell if they're drawing close to you. Now the final audio cue that helps me out a lot is during the power ammo phase. Now, let's say your enemy picks up a grenade launcher, maybe rockets, right? Now, someone will say this is stupid, but I've demonstrated plenty of times in my live commentaries. Listen for the amount of shots taken. Grenade launchers typically have about 4 shots. So if you are near an enemy with a launcher and he's attacking your teammates, listen to the amount of shots taken. If you hear 4 shots, then he's out and you can engage him normally. If you hear 3 shots, then more than likely he's going to have 1 power ammo shot in his pocket that he's going to dish out to you. The same goes for rockets, which typically you end up having 1 shot with. Hear that rocket go off? Then it's game on. If you don't hear that rocket just yet, just know that they're sitting with that rocket in their pocket ready to go. Like that rocket in your pocket, ready to go. Moving on to the next portion of the video, which is going to be visual cues. And this game has a lot of visual cues that's going to help you up your game. In the survival playlist, one of the most important visual cues or visual aspects of it is going to be the super and lives bar at the top part of your screen. How does this play in your favor? It's going to tell you how many players are on the map, what type of supers they have, what you should look out for. I'll use this as an example. Say you defeat an enemy. Well, they'll have an eliminated box right on their super icon. This is going to tell you that there are 2 enemies left. And if your team still has 3 lives available, 3 guardians alive at the time, this is going to be your chance to be a bit more aggressive before the enemy can respawn in. How can you tell if they're back into the game? Well, their icon is going to pop back up, pretty much indicating they are back on the map ready to go. Sticking to the top part of the screen, pay attention to it. If it's a second round and you have the advantage, you can tell if you have the advantage. You can tell how many lives are left and everything like that. If you have the advantage, there is no need to waste a super. That would be a waste. If you pop your super and you have the advantage, all you have to do is look up. We have 3 lives in our pocket. They have 0. 1 guy was already eliminated. This is the worst time to pop a super. I should save it for the next round. That right there is a visual cue of telling you how to utilize your super. Again, sticking to the top portion of the screen, an important thing to keep in mind is a counter for supers. Now, I'll use myself as an example. I'm an Arc Strider, so my super is a roaming super and can be easily shut down by any Nova Bomb, any Blade Barrage, or even a Hammer Titan, or just any super in general if played properly. That right there should give you an indicator of what to expect. There has been plenty of times that I've been able to bait out a Blade Barrage with my Arc Strider by sticking close to a corner and preparing for a panic super. By looking at the top portion, if they have a Nova Bomb and you have a Arc Strider, if you have a Hammer Titan and you're sitting on a Blade Barrage, just keep in mind that super is a counter to yours, and if it comes down to it, they will use that counter to shut you down. So at the top portion there, you will see every super ready to go. Also, this is an extra one for you guys out there with Vorpal weapons. Going into the final round and you're going against 3 supers, equip a Vorpal weapon and you can actually stand a fighting chance against these supers. So keep that in mind. That topic right there is for another video coming in later on in the week. On the topic of supers, it still amazes me that people still don't know how to check if a super is still active on the map. You can see that by checking the top of the screen and see if it's still active. If enemy 1502 pops a golden gun, you don't know if it's still active, look at the top of your screen and you will see if that super is still active. You can tell if that super is still in play. And the last thing you want to do is push out of cover, and next thing you know, you're getting golden gun shot to the face, or a Dawn Blade's popped and you push out of cover, and next thing you know, you're getting a blade to the face. Next, we're going to be focusing on the kill feed. And why is it important? And what is the kill feed? The kill feed is going to be all that text popping up right above your weapons on the left hand side of your screen. That right there, guys, is going to feed you so much information of things going on in the map without actually being everywhere on the map. Now, when your enemy picks up a power weapon, it's going to give you an icon of what weapon was picked up. That right then and there should give you an indicator of how you should play that next engagement. If you're pushing on that section with power ammo and someone picked up a grenade launcher or power weapon, or if they picked up a rocket launcher, Warcliffe coil, whatever rocket launcher they have, you need to prepare for that. By noticing the kill feed, you can mentally prepare on how you're going to approach that next engagement. Next, still focusing on that kill feed, one thing you want to keep in mind is if your teammate drops orbs of light. This is usually after your teammate gets kills with their super. You can easily see where your teammate is on the map by looking up, seeing their name tag, and kind of guessing where that orb fell. Why is it so important to go chase those orbs? If they got 3 kills with their blade barrage and dropped 2 orbs or even 1 orb, by picking up that orb, it's going to allow you to get your super much faster and probably clutch the entire game or turn the tides of anything. Getting back into super, the kill feed is great for recognizing which super just got activated. If it's it'll have the guardian's name along with what super was activated. This is huge. It's going to play 2 different roles. Number 1, guys, you can tell which enemy just popped a super, and you can try to prevent yourself from dying to it or just outplaying in general. The other thing you want to keep in mind, for my guardians out there in the freelance survival playlist, it's tough trying not to pop your super at the same time your teammates do. Which, trust me, it happens. It sucks when you pop 2 supers, even 3 supers in a single round when it's not necessary. One thing you can do is keep an eye on your teammate. If he has a super in your pocket, before you pop yours, make sure you look at that kill feed just to make sure they didn't pop their super and you were going to double pop. Make sure that in the kill feed that you do not see another super pop of your teammates, and if it's not necessary to pop yours, then don't pop yours. Yes, I know people are going to say, I can't control what they're going to do. If you pop your super and they pop theirs, oh well as it happens, at least you can prevent a double super pop if it's not necessary. Lastly, one thing I'm pretty much not going to cover too much on this video is going to be the radar. I have a whole video focus on the radar, and that still stands true to this day. It's a very good video. You should go check it out. Overall, these are things that you need to keep in mind. In the heat of battle, it's very difficult to read callouts or anything like that, but what you can do is keep these little indicators, these audio and visual cues in mind to ultimately give you a better crucible experience and possibly change the outcome of your matches by recognizing the kill feed, knowing what weapons are in play, what power weapons are in play, how many enemies are alive, how many lives they have in their pocket, which supers are going to be there to counter your supers. All that is great to ultimately keep you on your toes and know how every round is going to play out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I tried my best to keep it under 10 minutes. It dragged on a little bit. There was so much info. There are so many audio and visual cues that some players don't recognize. Some players just ultimately, they don't use them. I've seen double super pops that are unnecessary. I see people get flanked and they don't even recognize it. I'm seeing people get baited through doors when you can obviously tell that somebody jumped. It's like, why are you running through there? Why do you have your in-game music? I've been on different accounts and seen some of these settings of people have their sound effects down to like a 5 and their in-game music is at a 10. They got an orchestra playing in their ear and they're trying to play comp. You need to focus. This is a great way to focus. Lower the in-game music, raise your sound effects. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Do me a huge favor. If you're new to the channel, you guys enjoyed videos like this, hit that subscribe button. It's free, guys. This is 2020. We're on our way to 20,000 subscribers. To everybody right now, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And I will see you guys in the next video.